Hey everybody, this is Tambioda and you're watching the Daily Review. So today I have something special, something that was lent to me. This is not my figure. Christian, my friend, graciously allowed me to borrow this so that I can review it. Now I'm going to come out, I'm going to be clean about this, or I'm going to be clear about this, I'm going to be transparent. I don't know much about Machine Robo and especially the Revenge of Cronos story. So I know a lot of the stuff from Machine Robo was brought over the United States and used as GoBots. Other than that, I don't really know a lot. I should probably watch it. I've been reviewing a lot of things on it. It looks like there's a lot of really cool things, especially with this guy right here. So this is the release from Metamor-Force or Metamor-Force Bari Nation or Bari ation. It's really weird. It's all kinds of sounds like English stuff. So it's clearly a meteor, but it's spelt meta more Bari ation. So really weird. Sentinel over here. So this is, I guess, a Sentinel release. So this is Baikanfu. So all I really know is that this is Rom Stol, and he is apparently the main character in Machine Robo. He can join forces with these two other, I don't know if they're just robots or something, but I know that he can combine with them to make them more powerful. So we have Kenryu here, and then Baikanfu all right here. Let me bring that up. So we can see the Machine Robo logo up here, Revenge of Cronos, and right here is Baikanfu going down to, once again, Rom Stol. On the side here, we have just some artwork. This is actually a picture of him. Then a picture of all the different figures in here, going all the way down to Rom Stol again down here. Let me bring this up. So some more art, or some more pictures of the smaller characters of Kenryu and then Rom Stol. And on the top, it's just a Baikanfu right here, and I'm not sure what's on the bottom. I don't really. Oh, hey, everything. So that shows him, all of them inside of the one robot. So. Oh, hey, they had the names on here. I didn't have to really look them up. Oh my gosh. I spent like 20 minutes looking up the names. So, Kenryu, Baikanfu, and then Rom Stol. So, oh gosh. I feel defeated now that I've seen that. So, let's go ahead and get this box open so we can check them out. All right, so we're back and we have all three of the members out of the packaging. We have once again Baikanfu, Kenryu, and Rom. So Rom is kind of the most fiddly out of all of them, just because of how he goes in there. But there's a lot of stuff. I'm trying to make him look good. He has a wide gait on his stance, and you can't bring in the legs anymore on Kenryu. Let's see, is it too dark? I'm not sure. We'll go ahead and we'll leave it there. It should be good there. He has kind of a weird gait with how he goes into Bunkenfu or Baikanfu. I keep wanting to call him Bunken, but Baikanfu, where he goes in there, and yeah, it's really weird. So there are a lot of accessories in here. So this is the first tray. So there's two trays inside the boxes. Or inside the box. This is the first tray, and oh wow, really bright. So we have his two swords, and then the hilts, so you can combine the two swords, and then he has an additional kind of shoulder detail that you can put on there, on his little shoulders, instead of these little pieces. And I'll get these out and I'll show them off in just a little bit, but I just wanted to kind of show real quick. And then here are some of the hands. These are the hands for Baikanfu. These are the hands for Kenryu, along with his shield and sword. And then little bitty bitty hands for Rom, along with his weapons. So we'll go ahead and start with Rom, and this guy right here. We'll go ahead and bring down the camera a little bit. Okay, so Rom, he doesn't have much in terms of stuff. So he basically he just has a bunch of articulation. There's no diecast in him. Most of the diecast that you're gonna find is gonna be in with Baikanfu. So you have all kinds of articulation on here. You have like a neck joint, another joint here. It can do all kinds of stuff, like kind of thing. He has a ball joint here at the shoulder, but there's movement up in there, and you can actually move it out for his combined mode. Then you have your elbow joints. It's a double elbow joint, but you only get about the range of a regular elbow joint. You come here to the hands, and you can see that there's a little bitty pin in there, so you can do the wrist. You can twist it, so it's really cool. You have a crunch right here that you can do. You have a swivel kind of thing that you can do right here. You can twist it. For the hips right here, you have a joint so you can move forward and back. I think it's a ball joint also that has a weird thing right here. That's for combination. You have another double knee, but you only get about the range of a regular knee in there. Your foot, you can bend it down. You can bend the toe down. You can kind of twist it around a little bit. There's some movement in there. There's a little bit of movement, but so for his accessories, you have his two swords, and these are super sharp. These things you got to watch out for. So I don't know which sword he holds in which hand. I'm not sure. So you have this wolf sword right here, and then you have this blue sword with the star thing in it right here. So you have that, and he can dual wield the swords, or if you want to, he has a third option. Or you have the two swords joined together to make like a double sworded, double bladed thing. So you have that. You just gotta force that in the hand, and he holds it okay. I don't know how he uses this, but kind of a Darth Maul type thing. Oh yeah, I did notice that there's notches on this sword, huh? They aren't exactly the same. Cool. All right, so I'm gonna review each individual figure first, and then I'll show how you put them all together after that. Because it's really hard to show articulation with the other guys inside of them. Let's move this up a little bit. All right, and we're going to come to Kenryu. So let's get this just right. So for him, he has a bunch of different hand options. You have your flight hands or your karate chop hands. I guess these would be considered your relaxed hands, or your reaching down to grab something hands. These are your splayed hands. Your fingers are out, like you're about to grab somebody and choke them. And then you have your punching fists. See, they have nothing. There's no room in there. So these are just straight up brawling fists. All right, and the hands that he has on are the hands that you need for weapons. So for his articulation, it's a little weird because you have pieces on the inside that do, and those pieces on the inside are all die cast. So you have your head movement. It's like a ball joint. You can move your arm. There's a joint in here, right in here. I don't know if you can see that. That allows him to move his arms forward and back a little bit. You can go out to the side like that, but it's all rivets and stuff in there. I personally don't really like it because I'm afraid of it. You can move your leg forward and back, out to the side a little bit. Like I said, I don't really like them. Your knee joint is a regular knee joint, so you got a knee joint there. You come down here to the feet, and you have you have an ankle rock. You can bend your toe down. You have this piece right here. You can bend your this toe up, or you can bend your foot down and the toe up. So this right here, this is for big guy. I think that's for his. So when you have him in there, you can actually this will bend so that the leg bends. But I don't know if you have a waist swivel or not. I don't think you do. There may be an ab crunch. Yeah, there's a little bit of an ab crunch there. But all right. So his weapons, he has this the shield right here. And then he has this sword right here. So I'm assuming that this is his sword because he doesn't have the other sword. He doesn't have the blue sword. So that's pretty cool. I like that. I like that look. I just wish that you could take the shield and turn it. Can you? No, you can't. There's no way to turn the shield so that you have the shield on the side of his hand, like you're holding it and it's coming off the side, like you would normally hold a shield if you were in a fight. So like I said, you want to be careful with the little pointy bits because they can stabulate you. That's not a good sign. All right, and the last guy is Mr. Big Guy himself, Baikanfu. So let's go ahead and move this way up here. So he is kind of like Kenryu, where he has articulation, but it's in with those metal pieces. So you have the forward and back. You have this out to the side, and that's all metal bits within him. You have your elbow joint, and your elbow joint is just a regular elbow joint, so it's not the metal pieces. Your hands. Oh, I forgot his hands. I think. So his hands have like a weird thing, so you can actually move them up and down like this. You can twist them. Oh, there's that twist right there. I forgot about that. The head is he's doing a crunch right now. That's why he looks like he's looking down. But his head has all kinds of tilts and turns and stuff. So. The hands, like I was saying earlier, you come in here, this can move up and down, you can twist it. That's mainly so that you can take them off, so that you can replace them with his other hands, and I'll show those off in just a little bit too. So he has a crunch right here, and it's a pretty big crunch, a pretty hefty range of crunch. There's no twist in there at all. You come up here, the skirts can move up and down, so you can move the foot back and forth. It is in out to the side. Ooh, I don't like that. It's just with those metal bits, and I don't like metal bits. the way that it's got a skeleton on the inside. So, and I'll show that off whenever we open this guy up. But you have your knee joint right there, and then you come down here to the foot. You have your rocking for the foot. You got forward and back. Then you have the ability to move up the toe, basically. So, oh, it'll move down too. Sweet. Okay. So you have a twist. No, he doesn't have a twist on the leg. Okay, so for his accessories, let me move him back up again. So he has basically the same hands that Kenryu has. So he has his little flight hands, or his karate chop hands. He has his grasping hands, his splayed hands, and his fists. So here are his weapons, and they're very large. So they're almost as tall as him. So you have your two swords here. Oh man, I did not do that. I can already see it. It's bent. Look. That's not cool at all. So I got it a little straighter, but it's not focusing on him. It's focusing on. It was completely bent. Gosh. We'll go ahead and move on. There's nothing else I can do about it, really. We have the to do the sword connecting gimmick, you pop out the hilts, and then you just pop these back in. And I'm not going to put him in his hand. So in order to do that, you have to slide the hilt through his hand and then connect it. But I'm not going to mess with that since that tip is already... And that's, you know, that's what you get sometimes whenever they make super sharp tips like that, man. I was kind of worried about that whenever I was at his house because it was up and it had the sword kind of like this at one point. And I moved it, and I thought that it was okay. I don't know if something happened whenever we put it in the box, but like I just took it out of the box. Like I hadn't messed with it at all since I got it home. So, okay. Oh, huh? Those disconnect. Weird. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and start combining these guys, because where are we at? We're almost going to be, this is probably going to be a 30-minute long video. I don't know if this is going to be easier just to move the camera up and then have me transform them laying down. I think that'll probably be the easiest way. So let me rearrange the camera real quick. Okay. All right, so first thing we want to do is we're going to take off these shoulder pads. You know, let's prep Rom first. That's the first thing we need to do. We need to prep Rom. So we bring him out, take his arms, fold them down like this, bring his legs down like this, then point his toes down. All right, and then he's set. All right, so for Kenryu, we have the arms set like this. So you want to open this shoulder right here. We'll open this shoulder right here. Now this can come out, but you know it'll just go right back in. So you want to make sure the arm is facing straight, or else this part won't open. So you make sure the arm's facing straight, and you can open that part right there. I'm going to do that for this side also. And that comes off, but it easily just goes right back on, because that's the twist for the arm. All right, then we're going to take and bend the knees just a little bit. Open up this panel right here. So we'll open up those panels. That comes off. It, like I said, it easily goes right back on. Open up this crotchal panel. Then we're going to take this piece right here, and you'll see you're going to slide this forward. Hopefully everything doesn't fall out. Oh, let's bring this back first. And then this chest piece will slide forward, and then you'll lift it up like that. And then this piece right here, let me see how it, okay. This opens up. You got to make sure that it's not crunching on it. Open that up like that, and everything is ready for Rom to come in, or for him to be placed in here. So this reminds me a lot of Exo Squad, and how the A-frames, or the I forgot what they were called, but how, you know, you could get those, you know, the guys in there and stuff. And this reminds me a lot of that. And it takes a little bit of finagling to get him in here. So gotta make sure that that is down there. You gotta look at that waist, where that is. Bring these pieces down, and you'll feel it slide in when you slide it into the foam. So there's foam in there. So you slide it into that foam. Push all this stuff down. You take your arm, or you take your hand. I don't know if you want to, you can push it down just a little bit to get it in there. It doesn't seem to be going very well. I know that you can, I think you're supposed to actually turn the wrist like this. Okay, so we're almost there, and we can start closing this back up. So let's go ahead and close this. We'll close that. Close this. Close the shoulder. Go ahead and we'll bring this up just a little bit so we can close this and lock this down. See, there's some foam on the inside so you don't scratch the paint. We'll take and bring this forward, bring this forward. That'll kind of lock together. It doesn't lock so well whenever you have your figure in here, but it'll hold together whenever you push this closed, so it's not so bad. Then we'll bring this piece down, push it in, and then we'll bring that like that, push this up, and there we have Kenryu. We have Rom inside of Kenryu. So now to get Kenryu into Baikanfu is you want to leave these off, and you need to take off the hands. So you take off the hands. Oh, I didn't show the way that they rotate. So you have a, it's kind of like, the best way I know how to describe this is kind of like a SH figure arts figure. So you have a joint where you can pivot it this way or this way, but if you want it to pivot a different direction, you have to swivel it. So you turn it, and then you turn the hand, and then see, then you can turn the wrist like that. See, like that. I don't know if you caught that or if you understand that, but if you're a fan of SH Figure Arts, you'll understand what I'm talking about with that type of joint. So basically, we're going to do the same thing with this guy that we did with Rom. So you want to take and bring the toes down, and then you want to take and bring this up. Just be very careful with them because you have another figure inside of them. You want to rotate this. This should rotate, and then you want to bring it down like this. Just don't force anything, because if you feel something, feel like you're forcing something, you're probably breaking it, and don't do that. So he's up in there. So like that. Now we got to get this guy ready. So let's lay him down here. We want to bring this open these pieces up like this. You'll take and press down on this, and that allows you to unbuckle these little side skirts right here. So you push that down, it allows you to untab that. You can open this up, and this is all die cast right here. These pieces right here are all die cast. So then you bring this down like that. All right, and then we'll come down here. So you don't have to remove those. You can just flip those back, flip that head back like that. You'll want to open up the shoulders, and it's just like with Kenryu where you can slide this off. And you can see how, if you look in there, you can see the way that the joints are made. So you have this piece right here that allows you to twist like this, but then you have another piece in here that allows it to swivel. So next you want to take just like, and bring it out and up a little bit, and then this will unlock. Let's see here, there you go. That unlocks. You can bring this down. So we got this open now. So now all we need to do is insert. Ooh, this up. All right, so now all you need to do is bring the figure in. And the only piece that you need to watch out for are, there's like, it's not a tab, it's just a ridge in there. And you can see these little ridge pieces right here and right here. Well, those, when you're putting this guy in, those pieces need to sit on top of this, of his little shoulder pieces right here that sits on top of there. So you want to bring him in, kind of like that. And it's like the same thing. He'll fit in and he'll fit in snug. And you'll feel it when it goes in, and it just kind of feels right. See, these fall off real easily. You want to push him down. Make sure that you got that all connected in there. Making sure that what I'm messing with is on camera. Okay, gosh, darn it. Make sure that we're helping ourselves instead of hindering ourselves. So go ahead and put this down into here. We'll close this off for right now. It doesn't look like it's in there right. Come on. go in there. There we go. Close that. We'll hit this side up now. There you go. Close that up. So that'll keep it all together so it's not falling apart. We'll come down here. Okay. So we'll take and close this up. You got to make sure that you get this correct in there, or else these little skirts won't close. Push that in. That'll hold it really tight. Go ahead and close these panels up right here on the legs. Right there. Bring this up. Close this panel. And close, push down on there so that you can easily connect those skirts. And you'll bring this down, clamp that down into place, bring that head down, close this, and we have everybody inside of Baikanfu. So this is, he's crazy, man. When Christian first told me that, you know, that you could fit a figure inside of a figure inside of another figure, and I was like, what the heck? And then I saw him take it apart. I was like, whoa, wow, that's really crazy. So yeah, that's really awesome. I like this figure. It's not something personally that I would buy, but I thoroughly enjoy playing with it and reviewing it. There's a lot of die cast on this guy. He's very hefty. He's very heavy. Like I said, these calves right here, especially, I know are all die cast. I don't know if there's metal down in here somewhere, but I know all the framework for the shoulders, all that stuff is all metal in there. So all right, well, that's going to be it for this video review of Baikanfu. If you did enjoy it, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, then go ahead and do that right now. Just go ahead and click that subscribe button right, where's that corner at? Right there. You know, once again, I want to thank you for watching. This is Tambiota. I'll see you guys tomorrow.